For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. James 2:26. God said beauty for ashes, and he meant it. He took my pain and turned it into power. Now, I do more than makeup. I speak life. I pray while I blend. I minister while I contour. This is kingdom work in every detail. This is ministry through makeup. When God says move, you move. I was born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, specifically South Philly, and I have been there for 27 years. Growing up, I was always outside. Literally, me and my friends would walk around the entire South Philly with only $2 in our pocket. I loved being outside. I remember I used to do my homework at school so that when I got home, all I had to do were my chores, change my clothes, and rush out the door. I never wanted to be in the house. I would run the streets so much, my mom would make that my punishment. Whenever I got in trouble, the first thing she would say was, "You're not going outside for the rest of the week." I actually think she just felt some type of way because I never wanted to be in home. As time went on, the violence in Philly began to increase, so it became unsafe to be outside as much. So I began to spend more time indoors. Because I was home so much, I started to board eat. I'm not actually sure if that's the actual term for it, but basically, it's when you eat, not because you're hungry, but because you're bored. I would find the biggest bowl that I could and fill it up with cereal. I even remember if there were still milk left in the bowl, I would use that as an excuse to get more cereal. So, of course, I blew up. I don't know the exact amount of weight I gained, but honey, I blew up. It was after my weight gain when the enemy started attacking my mind. I talked more about that in my last 2 videos. Go check those out. The enemy pretty much filled my head with so many negative thoughts about myself, such as I'm fat and ugly, no one likes me, everyone else looks better than me, people will tease me. It was so bad to the point where if I would go out and let's just say some people from across the room started laughing, I would automatically assume they were laughing at me. Now, keep in mind, at the time, I didn't know then what I know now. I thought that every thought I had was mine. So, of course, I believed every single one of them. It got so overwhelming to the point I stopped going out completely. It just became too difficult to go out and enjoy myself when I thought everyone was talking and laughing at me. I had pretty much stopped living. But fast forward to January 2025, I started seeking God more. I was so depressed, I literally wanted to die. Now, I did grow up in church, so I knew who God was. One day, I went to him and I said, "If you don't show up, I won't make it." I didn't want to live anymore. The internal battle I was fighting every day just started to become too much. I then heard God say, "Seek me." And that was the day my life changed. See, I thought going to church automatically meant I was locked in with God. But it was then when I realized I didn't actually have a relationship with Him. As I began to daily seek Him, I then learned how He feels about me and who He says I am. He has restored my confidence. He has restored my joy. He has given me so much peace to the point where I now wake up in the morning with so much gladness. He has given me purpose, a reason to live. He has given me a level of confidence I've never had before. Knowing that God, the creator of all things, the almighty, all-powerful one, loves me, I must be special. So now, I'm ready to start living. I even started going out again, embracing this new identity that God has given me. I even wanted to get back into going to church. I have been a part of the same church for all of my life until 2020 when it closed down due to COVID. So, I was in desperate need of a new church home. I had visited a few churches in Philly, but none of them felt right. See, I was born with the gift of discernment, so I am able to feel when something's not right. And none of the churches I visited set well with my spirit. I then saw a clip of Pastor Keon Henderson on TikTok and thought to myself, I like his preaching. See, I believe church is about deliverance, not entertainment. Most churches like to tell the congregation what they want to hear rather than what they need to hear. So I looked up this pastor and learned he streams online every Sunday. I tuned in one week and knew almost immediately this is my new church home. So of course, I started tuning in to the live stream every Sunday, even on Tuesday nights for Bible study. I just knew that this church was for me. I felt it. As I continued to step into this woman that God has always called me to be, I started feeling out of place. I was feeling like I didn't belong in Philly anymore, like I've outgrown that place. I felt like I couldn't blossom there. I was very uncomfortable. I knew that God was telling me to move, I just didn't know where. Now, because I'm stepping into my new identity in Christ, I told myself, I don't want to do anything that God is not in the midst of. So, of course, I started praying about it, asking Him for direction, because I knew this sudden discomfort I was feeling in Philly was God telling me it's time to move. I was also facing eviction court, so I either had to pay my past due balance or move anyway. Yes, I fell behind on my rent payments, and it became extremely difficult to catch up. One day, as I'm watching Sunday's service, I heard God say, "Get to the church," as in physically get to the church. And that's when I knew I was moving to Texas. I never, not once, questioned God. Because the reality was, I had no money saved up. I was facing eviction court. How was I moving to Texas? But one thing I know for sure is that if God calls you to it, He will certainly guide you through it. So I trusted Him 100% that if I do my part, He will certainly do the rest. My court hearing was like a week later, and I was not worried at all. I knew my God was in control. I knew He was going to get me to Texas. So I planned to go into the hearing and tell them I was going to voluntarily leave. I got to the hearing and told my attorney I wanted to move out rather than stay and pay the current rent as well as what I owed. As my attorney and my landlord are going back and forth about my options, something comes to the light. Come to find out, the building had multiple violations and they couldn't legally collect rent. My attorney lets me know I had two options. One, push back the court hearing 30 days to give the property time to get those violations taken care of. Or two, move out in 45 days in hopes that the landlord would waive my balance. So, of course, I said I'll move out. I walked into that hearing with a $9,000 balance, and I walked out owing nothing. That's right, you heard me correct. I walked out of that hearing owing $0. See, this is not the first time that I've witnessed God make the impossible possible for me, which is why no one could ever make me doubt him or question him, because I know too much about him. This was just another confirmation from God that I was going to Texas. I got to work immediately. God did his part. I now had to do mine. I started looking for a place. I brought my bus ticket. I didn't get the real ID yet, so I couldn't fly. God told me this is a new beginning, a fresh start. So I sold all my furniture and threw away whatever didn't fit in my 2 suitcases. I have faith that God will give it all back plus more. So I didn't care that I had to get rid of it. I even changed my number. I wanted to leave as much of Philly in Philly as possible, and that included people. Also, I didn't tell anyone. No one knew about this move until after the fact. See, I was stepping out on faith. So I didn't want people to project their fears onto me and try to talk me out of it. Fast forward to today. I have been in Texas for almost 2 weeks now, and I love it here. Everyone here is so nice and welcoming. It's a completely different atmosphere than Philadelphia. And remember that church I mentioned that I was watching online every Sunday? Well, this past Sunday, I became a member. Physically. That's right. I didn't have to watch the service online this Sunday because I watched it in person. I even met Pastor Keon Henderson and introduced myself. Going from watching him online to being in the same room as him was nobody's doing but God's. Early this year, I told God, if you don't show up, I won't make it. He said, seek me. And since I've been seeking him, he has been showing out ever since. All I have to do is be obedient. And the most exciting part is knowing he's just getting started. He has so much more in store for me. I can feel it. If there's anybody out there that's on the verge of giving up, before you do anything, please try God. He will change your life. And this is the finishing look. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And stay tuned for the next video. Bye.